Hey everyone, today I wanted to show you how I made this cars edit. Here is what it looked like before and after. What I did, kind of high level overview, is if we look at the before and after, I used liquify quite a bit, made the wheel arches a little bit bigger, just kind of gave it more of a cartoon look. Obviously added the eyes on the windshield, the body colored eyelids, the mouth, and that's about it. Made the wheels quite a bit bigger, just made it overall more cartoonish. So rather than doing the same edit on this car all over again, we're going to start from scratch, and we're actually going to edit this car here and try to get a similar effect. So first thing we want to do is make a new layer. Just click your new layer icon right there. We're going to go into the bottom and we're going to give the mouth a place to live. So what we want to do is we want to grab a color from here, and we're actually just going to paint right on that new layer. And we're going to say, let's bring up our flow a little bit. I have it a little bit low. We don't want it all the way up, maybe like 60%. And as we go along, we're going to sample these colors. We're just going to try to get it to blend in as much as we can. So as we go, we're going to keep sampling. It doesn't need to be perfect. When we put the mouth over it, it's going to cover a lot of this, but we want a nice base color to go behind it so we can blend it in. And we'll lower the opacity a little bit. And I'm going to go kind of quick in this just so this video doesn't end up being forever long. So I'll explain it as we go, but in some points, just to help with the video, I think I may speed some things up. So we're looking pretty good there. Let's bring our opacity down a little bit more to like 10%. We'll continue on with the brush. Let's grab this white color, we'll make it a little bit bigger, and we'll stretch up into this area here. Again, just trying to make these colors similar. So that's where our mouth will live. As you zoom out, you can see that it looks pretty decent. If we've gone too far, you can do the layer mask trick. So you just put a layer mask in, you're going to paint in black, so you're going to hit D to get your default colors and X to switch to black. And then we can paint along here. That way we kind of keep the body line color. And that looks pretty good. So before, after, before and after. The easiest way that I found to put the mouth in is to actually just go online and find a character that has a mouth similar to your car. So I actually borrowed this one. So what we'll do is we'll take our lasso tool here. We'll select that on this layer. We're going to draw a selection around the mouth. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, you want it a little bit bigger selection than what you're going to use. That way you can feather it in. So we're going to hit Command J. That's going to put that mouth selection on its own layer. So as you can see here. And then this one is facing the wrong direction. So we're going to hit Command T to put into free transform. And then we'll right click and click flip horizontal. So now we have the mouth kind of go in the right direction. We're going to lower the opacity just a bit here. That way we can see what we're doing underneath with the actual car. And then with free transform still selected, we can hold down the command key and we can pull these handles so it fits our car a little bit better. So I'm looking at the edge of this mouth here and I want it kind of in this vicinity, and then the same thing over here. I want to pull this up. And then the other thing we can do is to get this more in line, because again we want this bottom chin piece at the bottom here, we can hold that same command key and pull this down. So I think That looks okay. So let's hit enter to confirm the selection. Then we'll go into our layer mask menu. We'll raise the opacity up. Another thing that we want to do is go into our hue and saturation. So click hue and saturation. It'll make this layer. If you right click right here, you can click this button here, create a clipping mask, and what that's going to do is your hue and saturation layer will just affect the layer below it instead of everything that's below it. So let's go into our yellows. We want to get rid of the yellow color, so we're going to pull down the saturation level of that and probably increase the brightness, allowing us to get a white color. And we may have to pull almost all the saturation out, and we probably are going to have to, and that might be good. Let's start blending that in and see how we look. So we'll get our brush tool again, click over there, or you can hit B as the shortcut. We'll use our bracket key to make it a little bit bigger, select it on our layer mask level here, and with a low opacity or a low flow rate, we are going to just start painting around here. We might up our opacity just a little bit so this goes a little quicker. So the low opacity or the low flow rate, it just allows us to kind of build this up and really blend it into the layers that are below it. That way you get that nice smooth transition into the layers below. And the more you go over a particular area, the more it builds and will ultimately end up getting rid of it. But you want a nice smooth transition. All right, so let's zoom out. All right, so we got our mouth. The transition is nice. I think what we'll do is the color is still a little off, so let's try to do this. Let's make a new layer. Let's get our brush tool and let's select a color right in here. Still with the low flow, we'll just paint over this area. And then what we're going to do is come up to our drop down boxes here, and we're going to go all the way down to the bottom and click color. So let's make our brush a little bit smaller and let's just color in here. So I think if we zoom out, so that's really helped us blend that color in more to the body. So let's do this. Let's make, just to keep everything clean and so we know where we're at, let's bring these down. Let's select all of these and let's put these in a group that says mouth. So you can see where we've gone so far. So we've got that mouth in there.